Thank you so much. The boat show is over in Daytona.
The Civic Center was built.
They take off on us. Am I going to have to call security?
And why it took place, because after all, I'm the reason why we were kicked out.
You guys here to trash boats again, or what?
No.
Trash boats? No.
Yeah, I've seen your videos. I know you've been kicked out of multiple boat shows before.
I've never been kicked out of a boat show.
Yeah.
I truly believe that this gentleman was sent to say this. What's going on, guys? The title to this video is not clickbait. I really did get thrown out of the boat show. And it's a series of unfortunate events that took place where me and my friends, Alfred Montaner and Andy Jones from the Menorcan Mullet, got thrown out of the Daytona Boat Show this weekend. My buddy Alfred and Andy Jones have done their own video, uncut, of what actually took place. Now, my video is gonna be a stitch of those videos to give you a full context of what actually took place and why it took place, because after all, I'm the reason why we were kicked out. So I'm going to walk you through on a timeline from the moment that we got there to the moment that we got escorted out of the building, and give you context throughout the entire video, and point out a couple things that took place that were a little bit weird, things that were unfair, not so much as unfair to us, but unfair to the boating industry, the vendors and the dealers that were there, and more importantly, you guys, the viewers. Let's get to it. We're gonna start right at the beginning when we get to the show and we turn on our cameras, and we'll take it from there. So let's go. Okay, so here we're at the entrance. We had just walked in, and we pulled out our camera equipment, and the gentleman that you see here on the three-wheel scooter, that guy's name is Mick. He's a really nice guy, and he basically asked us, hey, what are you guys doing here with all that stuff? And we said, listen, we're creators. We make YouTube videos and we film boats, and that's what we do. And he said, oh, okay, we just wanted to make sure that you weren't the news. You know, okay, well, we're not the news. We're just independent, you know, creators for YouTube. So he goes, all right, cool. So he started showing us around, and we walk over. We start following him, and he was showing us some of the cool boats. As a matter of fact, he pointed out, and you'll see here, so once we got here to this spot, I want you to listen to this. Okay. So you hear him say, if you want to check out some really cool pontoon boats, check this company out, which was that company that you saw in the front there. And then later on, you don't hear it, but he does say, we have one of the most expensive boats here, which is soulless boats. And that's important. And I'll tell you why later on. He points out the expensive boats. He points out this particular pontoon that he thought we should check out. And that was it. We went our way. So we did a quick little walkthrough, and what that does is allows me to see what's available and what I can actually film. So I do a quick walkthrough, and I get an idea of the price ranges and how much boats are going to cost. So if I'm going to do a video of like boats that are 60,000 and under, 80,000 and under, so that's what we're doing. We're just walking around and getting an idea, right? So let's fast forward here.
Did you guys get lost?
Okay, hold on. No, we're just look, let's do this. We're gonna be together. Hey guys, whatever, we'll do the same intro. Yeah. Guess what? You're gonna find what you like, I'm gonna find what I like, you're gonna find what you like. Yeah. And then we're gonna say, all right guys, so you're watching it on my channel, but you can eventually go on his channel and see, and blah blah blah, and we're gonna collaborate on this, because now you know there's a collaborate function on YouTube. Did you know that?
I did know that. I saw that. I've seen the tab.
Yeah. It's cool. So now we'll...
Okay, so yeah, basically what we figured out is Alfred came up with a great idea was let's figure out what I like, what you like, what works for you, and we come together and we compare and see what we like about what we chose, you know? And that kind of gives you an idea from three different people, three different tastes of what's actually at this show. I already had an idea. I was actually going to go look at the ALK2 boats because we don't really see those down here in South Florida. And they had great price tags on them. Very affordable boats and good boats because I've filmed them before at the Orlando Boat Show that last year. So we already had an idea of what we were going to film. So we got together to do the intro, and that's what's coming up now. And that's where the shit show started. So here we go.
Keep it up, Mr. Jones.
Just dancing around the Daytona boat show.
Welcome to the Daytona Boat Show. Shaquille 1. All right. Guys, we're at the Daytona Boat Show and got some boats.
Yeah.
On this, we already seen some stuff.
We've been here for like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You've seen a couple things already. I see this already. That's going to be interesting. Yep. I saw some on the other side. Okay, we're going to do this a little bit different, guys. It's a very small show. It's the last day of the show. It's a Sunday. Andres is going to go ahead and do his perspective. I'm going to do my perspective.
You guys here to trash boats again, or what?
No.
Trash boats? No.
Yeah, I've seen your videos. I know you've been kicked out of multiple boat shows before.
I've never been kicked out of a boat show.
Yeah, you have.
Listen, that's not our intent.
Great looking hair you got.
Hey, but listen, we're actually recording, and this is going to be on YouTube. So we kind of like.
I don't know if you were here to.
No, we're not here to trash anything. Listen.
No. Look, if you want
guys.
to come and talk to us, I'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, listen.
If you want to.
I would. I don't care.
Yeah.
Or off camera. It doesn't matter.
Well, listen, you're on camera now.
Sure, we'll talk off camera.
Yeah.
Why are you so upset?
Because you trash.
All right, you guys think that over there. I got to do this intro, guys. Hey, I'm from Mountain Make.
We'll do that. We'll talk in a second.
All right. So.
Okay, so first thing I want to address is, yes, I covered this gentleman's face. I did that for a reason, and that is because he is not what this video is about. He does not represent the entire boating industry. He doesn't represent the vendors that are there. And I don't think it would be fair to have this gentleman represent everybody. He's not what this video is about. What he represents is the biggest problem that affects this industry. I want you to pay attention to something, because he said 3 things. Okay, he said 3 things that are super important, and I want you to take note of them because they're going to come back later on in this video. He said, first, hey, are you guys here to trash boats again? Then he says, I watch your channel and I watch your videos. That's important. Remember that. I watch your channel and I watch your videos. All right. And then he said, because you've been kicked out of multiple boat shows before. So those 3 things keep in mind. Because I have a hot take on why this gentleman did what he did. Yeah, he was rude. Yes, he was arrogant. Yes, he was aggressive. But I'm not mad at this guy. Because I truly believe, this is my opinion, right? I truly believe that this gentleman was sent to say this. And it's going to make sense later on in this video. So let's keep watching. And let's keep on going to the next area.
That was more than a shot kill. Yeah. Guys, listen.
Shot to me.
You're dead. You've been shot at. All right.
So yeah, we're just like, what the hell just happened? Like, that was weird. You know what I mean? And yeah, we just basically, we laughed it off. We thought nothing of it. We thought it was just some, weird dude or whatever. And me and Alfred decided to go towards these boats over here. And then Andy went and did his thing. I'm going to fast forward here. And we were looking through some of the trophies, and Alfred was giving his take on them. I filmed these boats before. We go back and forth about what we thought about it. We end up at Action Craft. And while we're at Action Craft, ironically, we're talking about how good this boat is, right? And how good it is for, scooting around in Biscayne Bay and things like that, and how well built it is. And these are very popular boats down here in South Florida. They're very good. As we were talking to the gentleman, and he was the salesman, he was very forthcoming, and he talked about the boat and things like that. So we were talking to him about the boat, and then this happened.
About relocating facilities, I'm 100%.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. No? Oh boy. All right, guys. Hey, well, the boat show is over in Daytona.
All right, so Mick, the gentleman from earlier, the one who met us in the entrance in the beginning, showed up and said, cut it. We need to stop filming. And he had given us permission, obviously, as you saw in the beginning of the video when we first got there. He was encouraging us to film, but he said, hey, we got to cut it. And at the moment, he said that a Kathy was going to come speak to us. He is the, I think he was the assistant director and she was the director, so she was going to come out and talk to us and let us know what was happening. So obviously we put down our phones, we put down our cameras, and we were not filming, right? Andy's doing his thing somewhere else. Apparently at this moment, Andy, they had wrangled him up already, but Andy did leave his camera recording. And we're going to go into that footage as well. But I'm going to tell you what's going on while Andy's got something else going on. I'm going to go to that in a second. But I'm going to just touch up on what they told us. Kathy showed up, the director, and she tells us that we got to stop filming. That normally they vet whoever comes to film and they give the approval. That's a little weird that they give an approval. They pick and choose who comes, but whatever. I said, listen, we paid our way to come in here. There's no signs that say we can't film. There was nothing on their website that said we couldn't film. If you notice in the videos, and I'll go back to that now in a second, I wanna show you something, okay? Because this is important.
So 242.
Have me there. It's somewhere overseas.
You mind if we jump on?
Brunswick, yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, got it.
And now listen to this.
Dude, this thing looks like a beauty, bro.
Fishing machine, man. She gets the job done. It's 20-footer, yeah.
You mind if I get in on her? Hey, tell me a little.
Okay, what you just heard there was us asking for permission to go on the boat. Every time I go to film boats, I always ask for permission. I'm not going on there secretly. I'm not going on there with a hidden camera. I ask for permission because that's a respectful thing to do. And I have had nothing but amazing experiences with all of these guys at the dealerships. They've been nothing but great. 99% of them have always treated me well, have always welcomed me on their boats. These guys are just guys, hardworking guys, just like you and me, that enjoy boats, right? And they're trying to make a living selling boats. I totally get that. So we are always asking for permission when we go on these boats. So, and as this gentleman here, he was very cool. You know, he loved talking about the boats. You know, some people don't like to come on camera. That's cool. And if somebody was to tell me, hey, you know what? I don't feel comfortable. I don't want you filming my boats. Perfectly fine. I'll go somewhere else. Or if you don't want to come on camera, that's happened before where people say, hey, look, I don't want to come on camera. I don't want to come on the camera. I feel a little uncomfortable. But you can go ahead and film whatever you want. Great, no problem. That's perfectly fine. It's all good. So I wanted to make that clear. It's not like we're jumping on these boats. We always ask for permission. Let's go back.
Okay, so the European models are made in Poland, right?
Not 100%. I was talking with the rep, but I know it's overseas. I'm not exactly.
Yeah.
It's important to me.
Yeah.
But he was talking about, relocating facilities. I'm not 100%.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. No? Oh boy. All right, guys. Hey, well, the boat show is over in Daytona.
So what you don't see on camera is Kathy, the director, comes up to us and tells us that she vets everybody that comes into the show. She wants to make sure that whoever's coming to the show, or whatever, which I find that a little weird because, if you're allowing the public into a public space, because this is a publicly funded building and a publicly invited event, I would think that anybody would be able to have the same right to film, but that's neither here nor there. That's something else, right? I'm not going to get into that. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Kathy mentions that, listen, our vendors don't want you here. They're the ones that pay the money, so you have to go. So we said, okay, no problem. We'll pick up our stuff and we'll go. So we walk over to pick up Alfred's shoes. Andy starts meeting us towards the entrance, and then this happens.
Did y'all see somebody?
Yeah, you're they're right there. They were.
Is this a public facility? Was that the taxpayer money go into being built in this thing, to construct this building?
The building? I don't know. I'm not from here.
Excuse me. Which way did they go to get their shoes? Did you see when they went that way?
So I can promise you that the Civic Center was built.
Take off on us. Am I gonna have to call security?
So as you saw there, that's Kathy. Andy brings up a great point. This is a publicly funded building. This is a publicly open event. And this lady could not answer any of those questions. She says she doesn't live here. That's a weird response, but whatever. And then you see Mick coming over, and he says, "Hey, look, no, they're getting their shoes." That's when Alfred was getting his shoes. That I think that was a little uncalled for. Mick had just told Kathy that we were going to get our shoes. We were behind over here, behind that boat. And she says, "This is ridiculous. Are we going to have to call security?" Kind of threatening, you know what I mean? I thought that was a little bit unnecessary. But it is what it is. We were getting on our way. Thankfully, Andy was still filming.
So yeah, we're gonna get thrown out of this thing.
Judge votes like that. Why is he do that?
Well, I think what he did, and I don't think that the beef should be with Yamaha. If that thing came out of their factory with the problems those boats had,
he's done it for different multiple brands. I just don't understand what he's trying to prove.
well, I think he's proven that what he's shown is you have some manufacturers who spend more time in making sure the product that they're putting out is in better shape than
What's his credentials?
you'd have to talk. There are a lot of different boat manufacturers out there that look at what he does and go, "This guy's on point."
What's his credentials?
You have to ask him. I don't know.
I'm just wondering. Yeah, I'm just wondering because you guys were with him.
You have to talk to him.
I just don't think he's being fair. Their boats are still built by people.
Yeah, but
Did he attack you
No.
if you go and buy a Ford,
He's attacked my friends.
if you go and buy a Ford truck and you get by and they didn't have the wiring put together and stuff like that, would that upset you?
Well,
Yeah, you're damn right it would. You'd be dragging it right back over there. And then the dealer's going to say, "Hey, it's a manufacturing problem."
I'm asking what his motivation is and what his credentials are. That's all.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is hey guys, tighten the nuts up.
I don't think that he's out there trying to attack people personally.
Yeah,
Per
I
se?
don't think that's per se at all.
Well, he's attacking manufacturers or whatever entity.
Well, I think that if you put that out there, it forces quality control in the manufacturing facilities to button up the stuff that they're putting out for consumers to buy.
You don't know his credentials?
Like I said, you
What,
have
he's
to
a,
ask him.
what,
Did he run?
A consumer?
No, he's in here.
Oh, okay.
He has no reason to.
Has he ever built a boat?
I don't know if he's built as many as I have.
I'm just curious. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, I built 5, so I'm certainly not buying them in a production run. So that little guy that just came out of frame, that's the one.
Have a safe trip.
Yep.
Okay, so at this point, I had already made my way outside with Alfred. And as you can see in the video, the gentleman is there. He met us at the entrance. He was very arrogant. He actually, remember, he's not security. He's just a rep at the show. And his chest out, kind of showing what he did. I had a few words with him. I asked him to step outside to speak with me because I'm not allowed in the show. And he wouldn't. He refused to step out. He kept on asking me for my credentials. What are your credentials? What are your credentials? It's obvious he hasn't seen my channel, and that's what I told him. And he wouldn't step outside to talk to me. So he was very, very aggressive and confrontational. So I'm going to give you context as to where all this is coming from. A year ago at the Orlando Boat Show, I filmed 3 videos. That's this video that you're seeing up on the screen, the Boating Industry Exposed. When I went to this Orlando Boat Show, which is the same company, when I walked through the boats that I walked through, I noticed that every single boat had a problem. I'm going to put the link for that video down below so you guys can see it. You can't fake what I'm about to show you. I made this video, and I made 3 videos at the show. One video was boats that were under 45,000. One video was boats that were under 60,000. And then the other video was all the problems that were found on these boats, okay? Now, it wasn't just problems that I found on the boats. I also give credit where credit is due. And I'll show you that in a second, okay? Because I consider myself to be fair, okay? He said that I wasn't fair, okay? So let me give you the context. In this video that I posted a year ago, which let's play this here. This is exposed Kusa board on a boat in the T-top box that was unlaminated, and as you can see, was cut and left bare. That is unacceptable, all right? You could say I'm nitpicking, that's fine, but that's unacceptable. Let's look at the next. Okay, do you think that this is acceptable on a boat that costs $60,000 where you can cut your finger on that fiberglass? I don't think so. For the amount of money that you're paying for these new boats, that is not acceptable. This is the big one. You guys be the judge. So this is a bilge of a boat, and I'm pulling out fiberglass, raw fiberglass, where they laminated to this bulk, this stringer here, right onto the gel coat, right? And they left this just like this, okay? Now we're talking about possible safety issues with boats. Listen, I'm showing you what I found, okay? So it is what it is. You can't fake this, all right? All right, check this out. So this is in the bilge of a boat as well. These are hydraulic lines, and I believe there's some fuel lines there. They didn't bother to put it up against the bulkhead or tie it up. And this is a fiberglass. This is fiberglass here that can cut that. So inevitably, as a boat runs through the water and it hits and it bumps, you can lose your hydraulic steering. You can have a fuel leak, and these are all dangerous things that can happen to you while in the water. I'm not making this up. This is what I'm finding, right? All right, now check this out. This entire frame for this door, the bottom screws screw into nothing. They're literally just into themselves. So they're not attached to anything because the Kusa board wasn't high enough for the frame to fit. So that's unacceptable. And look at the screws that they're using. When you stick your hand in there to put your bags, or you put your whatever it is that you're to store stuff inside the console, you can cut your hands, you can rip up your bags that you're putting in there, and this just is unacceptable. You can't fake this, right? These are deck drains that were connected to nothing. They were never plumbed, okay? Now, they sell you this boat at the boat show. The boat's great. You take it out in the water. You take over a couple waves, now your bilge is full of water. If you have a failing bilge pump, or you get swamped, you have a big problem. The deck is no longer bailing, you know? So again, you tell me. This was one of the ghettoest things that I've seen on a boat. I've never seen this before or anything. They literally got some PVC board from like Home Depot and made a bulkhead and put caulking in it and left it like this. Okay, so check this out. Now, he said that I was trashing boats. Listen, I don't have to trash boats that are presented as trash. Okay, I don't have to trash boats that are presented as trash. I have never called a company in any one of my videos trash, because I'll be honest with you, I truly believe that most manufacturers are trying to put out a good product. I know it's hard. I know that boats are not perfect, okay? And I go through these boats with that in mind, okay? But when you have things that are safety hazards that will get you hurt out on the water, okay? That's not right, and that's what I'm showing. I truly believe most boat manufacturers have good intentions in selling boats, most of them. I've always had great experiences with these boat manufacturers. I believe that most dealers are good dealers. Yes, there's some bad ones. Those are the ones that put out stuff like this. The quality control at the factory, at the dealer, there's something that has to be fixed about this. Now here's the kicker. If I found it, that means other people that are looking at these boats that aren't filming, they found it too. And that means that the person selling this boat knows that it's there, and they're selling it to you knowing that they're like this. He mentions that I trash his friends' boats, and that all I do is talk trash about boats. This is from that same video. I want you to watch this.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like
They didn't
somebody,
communicate with each
yeah, like
other?
somebody built the T-top or a company built a T-top, and the T-top is fantastic.
Yeah.
The seats look
the upholstery
amazing.
Team
The upholstery,
is
yeah, the
fantastic.
upholstery
Yeah.
team, unless they outsource it, looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The wiring,
What do you think of the paint on the outside of the boat?
the paint is really nice too.
Yeah, so when we walked up
the Jelco looks really good.
Listen, I'm fair. You know, I call it as I see it. You guys love me when I'm talking about your boats, but don't say anything bad. No, that's not right. I have to call it as it is. And this is where things get weird. And this is where I believe that the boat show has done the biggest disservice in a few ways. Okay, number one, boat manufacturers and the dealers. These guys are trying to sell boats. The guys at the dealers are trying to make a living and sell boats. The dealers buy these boats from these boat companies, and now they are forced to sell these boats because they have this inventory. The manufacturers have made their money already, so they have to come to these shows to sell them. There are boats at these shows that don't have the reach of the bigger name brands. So they maybe cannot afford to go to a Fort Lauderdale boat show or a Miami boat show. So they have to do these smaller local boat shows. Some companies are just starting out. They have to do these local boat shows. And not many people know about their product unless they try to do a really heavy marketing, which all of that costs money, or creators like me, like Alfred, like Andy, come to these shows and show them for what they are. I'll give you a perfect example. I was excited to film ALK2 boats at this particular show because they were at Orlando Boat Show last year. And they provide a good boat at an amazing price. Now I couldn't show any of them. They will not get the exposure for that video. And the problem with that is there are other companies at this show that would have loved to have the exposure. Companies like Solus, which I have filmed before, and Alfred has worked with before. Not that they were expecting us to film, they didn't know we were going, but they would have loved to have that exposure for their product. Sea Pro Boats, who I've worked with before. I've filmed their boats at the boat shows before. I believe in their product. They were at this show as well. They did not get that exposure. Okay, ALK2 boats. I didn't know what ALK2 was until I went to the Orlando Boat Show. And because of the video I did on those boats, they got more exposure. This is helping the boating industry. Okay, and then for the boat show itself, people didn't know about the Orlando Boat Show, the Daytona Boat Show. I didn't know there was a boat show in Daytona. Well, here you go. Now people are going to know about this show, but for the wrong reasons. The question that I have is, why is it that this one person's opinion about us trumps all the other vendors and manufacturers at this show who did want to have us there filming? And why are his actions worth more than these other guys that do want us to film there? That's a good question. And more importantly, they're doing a huge disservice to you, the viewer, because again, we're showing you boats, we're giving our opinion, and a lot of people, you can just go to the comments and of these videos that I've done and that Alfred has done and that other creators have done. What's the first thing that you do when you're interested in any product? The first thing you do is you go Google, you search it. And inevitably you're going to come into videos and you want to know what people's opinions of them are. And I'm just giving mine. You know, my opinion is no more valuable than your opinion. I just happen to film it and I give my opinion. So what about the people that can't make it to the boat show because they live too far away? What about the people that didn't know there was a company like AOK2 out there? Wow, that's an affordable boat that fits my budget. They're doing a huge disservice to you guys, the viewer. I don't care about getting kicked out of the show. That doesn't matter. This just isn't fair. It's not fair for you, and it's not fair for the manufacturers. It's not fair for the dealers. Like I said before, I think most, and this is my opinion, I think most dealers, I think most manufacturers are trying to put out a good product. And I don't think that this gentleman nor this boat show represents those people. That's just my opinion. And I don't think this boat show represents other boat shows either. This was a huge mistake, and it could have been sorted out without having to have us escorted out. This gentleman kept on asking for my credentials. What are my credentials? He asked, has he ever built a boat? What's my motive? My motive, what point am I trying to prove? I am just trying to show you the truth. That's it. Show you what it is. That's it. I'm not trying to hurt the boating industry. As a matter of fact, after that Orlando boat show, I say in multiple videos that the quality of the boats being put out has improved. It's in a few of my videos. I've seen the quality go up, and people have commented that as well. But I'm not saying it's because of my video. It might have been just a bad day for everybody at that boat show that day. And I'm happy to see that the quality is improved because people just want value. The reason why I think that this gentleman was sent to say these things is because of those 3 things that I told you to remember. He said, "Are you guys here to trash boats? I've shown you that that's not what I do." And then he said, "I watch your channel and I've seen your videos." That is obviously false. If you followed my channel long enough, you know that that's not what I do. I'm going to show you what my videos are actually about for those that don't know. As you can see, everything that I post is how to help you, the viewer, whether it's buying a used boat, whether it's how to restore boats, how to go camping on your boat, transom replacement videos, boat show videos. I have 47 boat show videos on my playlist. Best boats between 22 feet and 23 feet. There's the boats under $45,000 at the boat show. There's a camping video. There's another transom video. The best boat in my opinion at the show. These are all videos that I've made helping my viewers, giving them tips. So this gentleman has never seen my channel. He has never seen my channel. He didn't look through my videos. He doesn't watch my videos. So to me, in my opinion, he was given bad information, and he looked bad in the end. So that's why I'm not mad at this guy, because it was obvious to me that he was sent by somebody. And then the last thing is that I've been kicked out of multiple boat shows. Again, that is not true. If you go back, so this boating industry video was first. These videos came out after. If you scroll up, I've done more boat shows after that. This was at Flibs. This was at Flibs. Best 2023 boats. That was at Flibs, the Fort Lauderdale show. The next show after that is the Miami show, which is this one, Best Overnighters. Okay. This was at Miami show where I went out with deer meat for dinner. Then over here was the West Palm show where I did life-proof boats, where I did this boat over here, and where I did the best weekender boats. Then the boat shows shut down for the season, okay? And I do other stuff, which is my restoration stuff. So I've never been kicked out of a boat show, because if I did, I would have done a video for it already. So let's continue with the video and the timeline so you can see what happens next. So let's go outside and where we kind of discuss what happened, right?
Listen. You know what bothers me is that you know how many hard-working people. Hold on. Hold this camera. Hold this camera. You know how many hard-working people at Seabourn, at Action Craft, at Trophy, all these places go over there and they work hard to make sure they have food on the table, to have these events so they can sell these boats, so they can have a job. And me and other people like me make this and do this for free. We don't make any money when we come in here. We get the little ad that you get in before the videos.
That's it.
And that's it. I'm losing money being here. I could have been at the boat ramp. I could have been having the best time ever. But I do it to help the industry, which I love. And to get disrespected and thrown out like a peasant.
And Alfred is 100% right on this. And like I mentioned earlier, I have had nothing but great experiences at these shows with these vendors and these manufacturers. 99% of these guys are amazing. They're cool guys that like boats just like me, just like you. And these manufacturers, I truly believe that they're trying to put out a good product. And they have a little bit of quality control. Look, no boat is perfect, okay? And that's what Alfred is getting at. If somebody wanted to get views, they would go to these boat shows and literally trash every single boat there, and that will get a ton of views. I put out one video out of all the ones that you guys saw that showed defects, and everybody went crying and everybody went screaming. But it was honest and it was true. I say the same things in my other videos. They weren't compiled together into one, and I felt like it needed to. Let's keep going.
Oh, listen. We were at Eastcape earlier. We did a sea trial. Kevin was amazing from that company. Guys.
But the way I see it, Alfred, is if you have something to hide, then you don't want us around. Because everybody else is welcoming us on their boats and filming and all that stuff. They take us on
Just before we got to this boat show, we actually attended an event by Eastcape Boats. We just showed up. It was open for anybody to come, but we showed up. And those people were happy to see us. They invited us on a sea trial. When I asked if I could do a walkthrough of their boats, used boat, a captain's boat that's been used for a year, hey, do you mind if I do a walkthrough to show this boat? They did not hesitate once. They didn't hesitate once. Shout out to Captain Max and the owner of Eastcape Boats for that. That was an awesome people over there. You're going to see that video coming up soon. But they didn't care. They didn't have anything to hide. And that's the point, you know. If you got nothing to hide, then you shouldn't be worried about anybody filming your boats. Your boat should be going to boat shows ready to go. Okay? You should be confident in your product. After this, I'm going to play you a clip so to elaborate on that.
It's unfair for somebody to make a decision based on one opinion.
Yeah.
One opinion.
And that's exactly what I was mentioning before.
Did he attack you personally? You
Right.
said no.
Right.
No, because it's never about anybody in particular.
Right.
No, it's never about. Listen, you
Guilty
cannot.
by association.
No,
I
listen.
said I don't think he attacked your friend personally.
I think it's unfortunate. Listen, guys. Hey, first and foremost, I'm grateful that you guys give us your eyes and your time, and regrettably, we have to show stuff like this so you guys can see what it takes for us to do what we do for you guys. And if we're unwelcome on boat shows, so be it. You know, it is what it is. I don't think that this boat show represents all the other boat shows I've ever been to around the world. And it's unfortunate. And for that, I'm done. I don't want to talk anymore. I want to get in my truck. I want to go to Miami. I'm super upset. I'm so upset.
So yeah, I didn't attack anybody personally. I don't know if this individual's brand of boats that he sells, I don't know which boat it was because he wouldn't tell me. He felt that I was attacking his friends personally. He didn't say him, he said his friends. So it's a little bit strange. That's why I'm telling you, I think he was sent and they just didn't want me there. All right, so I'd like to share a video with you that I found to be funny.
Funny enough, the owner, Ken and Kelly, Ken walked by. He said, "Hey, I seen your videos. I dare you to find something wrong with this boat." And I thought it was pretty funny that he had seen the videos where I, talk about the stuff that's wrong with these boats. And but that's somebody that's confident in their product. They know that they're putting out a good product, and this is one of the highest quality boats.
I was at the boat show. Ken walked by. I had never met him before. And he says, "Hey, I dare you to find something wrong with that boat." And he laughed it off. And I thought that was so cool. Somebody that's so confident in their product. And that turned into me actually liking Blue Water so much. That's one of my favorite boats, to be honest. And then from there, Ken and Kelly, awesome people. They invited me to go to their factory where they build the boats up in Stuart. I got to see how these boats were built. And I got to, more importantly, I got to show you guys how those boats are built. I got to go on a sea trial and show you how it rides. And that's what I'm talking about. We need more of that in the industry. So that video that I did showing all of the flaws of these boats didn't hurt me as a creator at all. As a matter of fact, it opened a lot more doors for me, and a lot of manufacturers reached out to me to want to show that their products are superior to what was found at that boat show. And I found that to be amazing, because at the end of the day, the person that counts, the consumer, is going to benefit from that. So big shout out to Ken and Kelly. And I've done that with multiple people. Dusky Boats, those guys were awesome too. Mike over there at Dusky Boats up in Dania. Great boats, affordable boats, built like tanks. And I was able to do that because they're confident in their products. And they're willing to show me everything. They're not willing to hide anything. So I thought that was amazing. And again, you guys benefit from all that stuff. I don't know how to end this video, and it's unfortunate what happened, but it is what it is. Check out my buddy Alfred's channel and Andy, the Menorcan Mullets channel. And I encourage you to check out some of the videos that I've done if you're into boating and stuff like that. If you're into boat shows, if you're into restorations, if you're into boat camping, that's kind of the stuff that I do. So if you like this video, and it was informative. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.